Hello. Okay. Sorry. Um, Welcome to Turing Complete Tuesdays. Sorry that the mic was just turned off for that bit. I'm gonna check YouTube real quick and just make sure that that's playing audio correctly. Actually, better idea without getting copyright stricken. Okay, good. And the music's not going through, which is also good. Was just saying, need to finish this bot today or not, because I'm probably not going to keep doing this when the streaming schedule shakeup happens. I'm probably not going to keep doing this. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll stream some code work occasionally, but I don't know. It's not super likely. Anyways, so I updated those, and now let's see what happens. So we were running. So now the problem, we got this code. Now I need to look through it myself again and try to figure out what the hell I was trying to do with it. So I've got this code, and it starts by doing the scan of the database. Every time it goes out, it needs to scan the database. So then when it finishes scanning, then it goes in, takes all the hashes. All commands need to check hashes and DB at some point, so get all of those and then proceed. Odds initiation, then hashes.for each. Blah, blah, blah. If blah, blah, blah. Handle bad case of user trying to challenge themselves. Right, the body, you can't challenge yourself. I made another helper function. I remember that being a thing. Hash Redis get all. Okay. Yeah. And also here, this happens. Oh, I know why. So up here, we say Redis scan helper, run this function, Redis scan helper. So that's an asynchronous function that will let other code execute. And then after that's, after this is done, then it'll do the stuff in the then. But while it's running, it will run anything outside of that line. And so this is the .catch. Here, hold on. Okay, whatever. This line goes all the way back up. Contains all this stuff. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. There. So this is the Redis scan helper indentation. And then that goes all the way down to here. So basically, what ends up happening is it says, okay, I'm running Redis scan helper. Now let me just send the response before any of this happens. So that's bad. Can't do that. So we do that. So then I could do another. I think I could just encapsulate those last two lines in the response JSON, and then just do a .next. Oh, wait a minute. Okay. So we've never used this next thing, but in practice, what a next variable usually is used for is just to say, hey, call this function after everything else is finished. So what we can do is just make a short function that'll send everything back. I mean, we wouldn't even really need to do that though, would we? Sorry, I'm just thinking. So here's... Okay. Yeah, we got all these ifs, and then else ifs, else if, and then else if cancel odds. And then there should be... I think I should make an else case here. That's just else. Here we go. Case of bad command. All right. Now we say the response JSON. There we go. Okay. This is... I have been adding and removing this check like 50 times throughout this whole ordeal, and I still don't know if I need it or not. So I'm just going to keep it there. I don't think I need it there anymore, but I could be wrong. Whom is to say? Yeah, case of bad command. Case of bad command. Response to... Okay. We don't have to challenge this right now. Blah, blah, blah. Change the checks to... bad command. How did you get here? Because I don't think you should be able to do this. And then after all of this is said and done, we then say, is there a finally? Hold on. JS promises finally. Promise opponent. Okay, so there is a dot finally. Either fulfilled or rejected. Provides a way for code to be run whether the promise was fulfilled successfully or rejected once the promise has been dealt with. Both the promises and catch. Okay, yeah. So this should probably go in a finally. Let's see. Dot finally. Let's try this. See what the example is. I think is response JSON. Is it at, okay? Yeah. So it's all stuck in there. Now we can put an empty function that just does this, and then Shift Alt F. There we go. Nope, not there. There we go. Okay. Yeah. Case of bad command, response set. Okay. Unreachable. Yeah. Okay. That all works. Now, the one other case is that when we are using the other helper function, so everything is encapsulated in this Redis scan helper right now, right? But if everything passes through there, does this function work also? Commit odds. Committing an individual's odds number. See, I think this is still not going to work because what's going to happen is that this code is going to start executing, and then while it starts executing, it's just going to skip down to the end of the block because it's still just waiting on that to finish. So then that's going to go, and then the response JSON is not going to have a body. And then it's just going to send out without anything. I could be wrong because this finally is supposed to wait until all this is done, but I think that's only pertaining to this asynchronous function and not this asynchronous function. Also, I don't know if this function is asynchronous right now because it's got a different declaration. Yeah. Okay. Is there an await in here? Yeah, okay. It does have that. Okay, and there's an await down here. See if there's a match between past ID and any hashes from a Redis DB. So it takes the hashes, looks at them, and then if that happens, initiate flag. Okay, all these equal null. Then, let's see. Async hash info h get all. Okay, this is then getting at the match hash. Match hash null. What is this getting set as? Create a new hash with fields for all pertinent odds challenge data in Redis by combining the initiator and challenge IDs. Challenge hash always puts the... Okay. So... client, hset... So at the ID of initiator challenge hash, it gets the upper limit field, the initiator odds field, and the challenge odds field. That's fine. Why am I setting these to 1, 3, and 5? Hash info. I'm trying to remember. Then hashes. Okay, so it does a complete scan. So that's encapsulated. But there's already the scan. The scan happens initially. So why? I need to look at hgetAll again, see what I'm missing. Oh, you know what? It's probably because, yeah. So upper limit is going, yeah, it's all the odd numbers. The even numbers are just the names, because the array, this array is, here, let me look it up. Here. So if I go for Redis hgetAll, there, returns, yeah. So it returns the name and then the value. So I don't want these. I want these. But it's going to be 0 index, so it started 0 instead of starting at 1. Then it gets it at the specified hash value. So that makes sense. Return promise hash object. Okay. This is so weird because it has excuse me. Also, why would I need to Redis scan helper in here? Is this something where and we're passing this, well, no, okay, so what I'm thinking now, we have the Redis scan helper. We need that to scan the database and then return, what this returns is the return promise. Yeah, return promise at all hashes. So it looks for, it gets all of the hashes in the database, basically. Then this one, see if there's a match between a pass ID and any hashes from the Redis database. Yeah. So I think we can just use the scan helper inside of the Redis hash get all helper with the ID of that's sent with the request from Slack. So what I mean by that is basically there's a request.body .user.id. And so every time we run this, every time this gets called by Slack, it's going to send the person's user ID. So we can already go in here and just pass that, and then this gets called anyways inside of the Redis scan helper. Where does this end? Okay. So goes async, and then return promise.resolve. Yeah. Hash, it returns the hash object. So if we just work with this hash object that we get, then I think that's all we need to do. This resolve means that it's going to, wait until this hash object's been fulfilled. And then if it has all that info, then it should be good to go, I think. I mean, I guess there's only really one way to find out. I'm going to comment this really quick because I noticed there aren't any comments. And that was making it harder for me to read, so it's going to make it impossible for somebody else to read if somebody else looks into this. Let's see. With a match found flag variable to specify if the past ID is the initiator or not. Okay. Properly. Okay. Get all the entries first. Loop through hashes returned to find a ID match and determine if it's the initiator. Okay. Then okay, so we should probably do an if first. Say if match hash, then go on and do the rest of it. Put some spaces in here for readability. Okay. Okay. Match hash. Else. Should there be an else here? All right. So this will get held at this point if there's anything else. I guess it can return as null, and then if it's null, just be like no match found, no match this ID found, which would honestly get rid of the no active challenges, all of these, which would be pretty good, I'd say. So yeah. So it does all that, get all that, and then if there's a hash with the past ID, get the hashes info fields and resolve the promise. Yeah. Okay. If there's a hash with the past ID, get the hash's fields and fill the hash object with them. Okay. Yeah. And this doesn't get, it's not going to just hit this instantly, even though this is an asynchronous function, because it's waiting on the hash object to resolve, and this is being worked on inside of these .thens. If I understand promises in JavaScript correctly, then that logic checks out. I think... Yeah. Okay. Returns array with the names of the few and their values. Hence the with both the names of the fields and their values, hence the odd numbered indexes. Using odd numbered indexes. Returns array with both the names of the fields and their values, hence only using the odd numbers indexes. You won. Okay. So working off of all of those assumptions, we're gonna go here. And we're gonna say, instead of hashes, oh, can we do that though? Because, hold on. All right, I got to think about this. So if I switch this to the hgetall, yeah, no, you should still be able to, because even if this returns null on the hash object, you can still start a challenge. I think. Right? Yeah. Okay. So we're going to go here. We're going to say paste. Then we're going to say request.body.user ID. Okay. Then hash obj. Okay. I'll change these comments a bit, but now it's returning the hash object as a promise instead. So if the command is /oz, it initiates. If there's thing, then this is already done. Instead of doing this for each loop, we can just change this for if hash object, because it either gets resolved with the object or it gets resolved as null. So if the hash object exists, means it's not null, then you can go in here and say if there's a hash object. I think I should probably console.log the hash object to begin with. Console.log hash object. Okay. So if there's a hash object, then we send this. Because if there's any active challenge, then you can't set a new one. So, just take this all out, right? Take all this out. Okay. Okay. Handle bad case of user trying to challenge themselves. Right? Because we only want this to happen if none of these cases happen. Yeah, I think that was another issue. Okay. Take this, drop it in here, Shift Alt F, save. Okay. Add challenge ID. If there's a hash object, then handle that case using challenge to challenge themselves. Okay, and then only do that there. Response. I don't know why we have a console log there, but just get rid of that real quick. The hash. Oh, that was because it was not working the other time. I was sending back that blank JSON, so I wanted to see if it was getting set when it was going in here. So there's an ID text. Then this goes down here. You need to specify who you're challenging. Okay. Then setting upper limit of odds. Okay, so we got another for each here that we can replace. If hash object to myself. Okay. And this actually works better because I think that this is also covering the case of there already being an upper limit set. Because right now there's a bug, I guess is the right term for that. You could reset the upper bounds, which we wouldn't want. So this works out. So we can just take this here. Let's just start from here. If what is the hash object's properties? object upper limit. Okay, yeah, it's titled the same thing. So if hash object dot upper limit means that there's an upper limit that's set. Never mind. I guess it doesn't really take care of the case of no hash object, but still, we can say if hash object dot upper limit zero. Let's go in here. We can do an else. Okay. So then check to make sure upper limit hasn't already been set. Yeah, and it gets set as 0 initially, which is its default value. Then we need to check to make sure that here we say just call it UL. Do some shorthand here. For limit. And then we can set it in the DB, and that's fine. UL. Okay. Else not response sent. In case of bad value, needed valid integer. Okay. So. Oh, and it also needs to make sure. Yeah. Did we use the initiator flag here? Okay. Now we can. We will call it is initiator. Set that to the initiator flag. There we go. Okay. Okay, sweet. So I can change that up here to reflect that change. Hash object if hash object obj dot is initiator. Okay. I see. Another thing is that I really don't like having this many nested if statements. It's really just nasty. But the problem is that you need to address each. You need to send back bad cases case by case based on what the user's done wrong. So you kind of have to do, you like here, right? I could immediately check if I wanted to, because this only should be done by somebody who's been challenged. It can never be done by the initiator. So I could, if I wanted to, just do an and here, and then just do the not, hash object dot is initiator right there. But then the problem is in the bad case where I have to do an else, and then I have to set the response JSON to that, it would be, you don't have any challenges active, or you are not the initiator. And that's not really, like, you want to specify to the user which exact thing is going wrong with it. So that's why you need to, go nested with these ones. That's why that's my justification for it. I know it's not great. I know it definitely doesn't look great. I hate this level of nesting. But in this case specifically, it is, I think it is a necessary evil. Anyways, so check to make sure this user has an active challenge. Check to make sure this user is being challenged. Okay. Then indent properly. Check to make sure the upper limit hasn't already been set. Okay. Doing else. Cool. Else. Nope. Underneath. Else. There we go. Active challenge. If the upper limit's 0, then we go in here. And then what is this? What is this? Need to enter a valid integer. Okay. Okay, yeah, check the, yeah, okay. So we take all of this, cut, and then put it all in here, shift, nope, caps lock, shift alt F. Indent that ish. We can get rid of this now. Hash object. Here's this else. Oh, I fucking love this song. Say So by Doja Cat. Very good. Very good beats. Check to make sure the upper limit hasn't already been set. Okay. Then need to make sure that there's a text match. And that's all being checked in there. Okay. So going in here, it is a check of upper limit already set, which means that this one is the initiator. Bad case. Okay. Just to clearly identify everything with some good commenting practices. Always follow good commenting practices. Because I know that I will be kicking myself if I have to look at this ever again and not see any comments on it. Bad case. This user has no active challenge. Okay. So, copy this. There we go. Now we can just take this and put it into all these, and then say upper limit has already been set. Here. You can't reset the upper limit once you've committed. You can't reset the upper limit. You are not the challenged. Cannot set the odds. Okay. You have no active challenge. Okay. If there's a hash object, if they're not the initiator, which means they're the challenged, if the upper limit is equal to 0, then there's this UL variable, look for the match, set that equal. If there's an upper limit and the upper limit is greater than 1 and the upper limit is less than the number.max value, then set that in the database. If there is no response set, then set the response JSON to in-channel, has set their upper limit to UL. Now they the challenge initiator must enter a value between 1 and the number. That's extra. In case of bad value. Bad case. No valid integer in text. Okay. Sweet. So now set odds has been reset to properly specify. I'm gonna copy this syntax in the comment syntax over to the other areas real quick. Here the returned from Redis hash get all helper. Okay. Odds initiation. If an ID is in this text, continue, otherwise respond with error. Check for ID. Where did this go? Put that there. Okay. You can only have one challenge active at a time for now, so check that the DD. delete this, plop this in, bad case. Trying to challenge themselves. There we go. Response attitude. Yeah. Okay. Let's move this. We can get rid of this, methinks, real quick. Database doesn't need any more than that information. Initiator challenge hash. Challenge hash always puts initiator to the left and challenge to the right. Okay. Response sent. Send back unsuccessful. Don't need that information there. Challenge hash always puts initiator to the left and challenge to the right. Boop. There we go. No, that's only one space there. Good. Okay, bad case. Yeah. Setting up upper limit of odds. Then all this stuff, bad case, is all handled. Now here's where commit odds comes into play. All right. So we can actually just go down here, get rid of that, and get rid of. There we go. Shift Alt F. Okay, is this a hash object? Yada yada yada. I think we can simplify this, probably. If hash object dot is initiator, if there we go. If hash object dot initiator odds yeah, I think we could just. I mean, I'll save it because I'm probably going to need to copy something, but there's probably some stuff that I think I'm going to get rid of most of this. If hash object.initiator odds equals 0, then keep going in. Go else. Okay. If hash object dot challenged odds equals 0, keep going. Then all right, if there's a hash object and we say odds no. Okay. Sorry, I'm just trying to make. See, I had a whole system in place that was checking to make sure that the new and the old odds were. I have to look at to see if both odds are filled out before I send back this one response. So I first need to see, obviously, if something needs to get put in, and if it doesn't, then I need to send back a bad response. Okay. Yeah. So let I odds C odds temp vars I odds equal hash object dot initiator odds let C odds equals hash object dot challenge odds. Odds. Oh yeah, there really is one. I thought I had one of those earlier. Oh well. Okay. So this is handling the checks, and then after all this is done, we check to see if I odds does not equal 0 and C odds also does not equal 0, then do a thing. So that we do that though. Okay. Yeah. Well. What is this song? Oh, another Hi, I'm Chris song. Very good. There we go. Okay. So, if these are odds, sorry, paste that out, put this here, then we take, I believe, yeah, here. Okay, now we can say my odds. This is now user odds. Where's client? Set it equal to user odds. Take the same thing and there we go. Now we put this as C odds. This might be a case where I want to do the reversal. So, if there's none of that, then there we go. All right. So we call this bad case. No valid integer. Text. But now we do the rest of it in here. Take all of this, cut it, paste it. Shift out F. It's all good. Okay, now we take this, copy it, paste, bad case. Case under active child, you need a valid integer. There we go. You need to enter a valid integer. User odds, blah blah blah. If hash, if user odds, then h set. What is this? This is a case. Bad case. Initiator odds already set. Okay. And this is the same thing. Challenged odds already set. Take this. You can't reset your odds. There we go. Copy. Cool. Check to see if this user is this user is the challenged. Okay. Check for default odds value. Okay, same thing down here. There we go. Check for default odds value. Okay. Okay. The odds. All right, so those all get set. And then we say else both users in challenge have coveted odds. Respond with results. Odds for successful submission of odds. Okay. Then take this, put this here, and we say, oh God, okay. This is where, you know, all this can be solved by just adding more fields to the this object. Initiator ID. Match hash dot split, and I believe put that there. Match hash dot split, and then 0. Then there we go. Make this 1. Shall ID. Yeah, this uses the hash info still, so that's fine. Okay. Great. Let's see. Where is this? Just want to double check that I'm setting this up properly. Challenge dash always has initiator left and challenge to the right. Okay, yeah. So initiator to the left means that it's going to be at index 0, and then challenge is going to be to the right. So, great. Okay. So going back to where we were. 12 parties. Where were we? Here we are. Commit odds. Okay. Yada yada yada. Okay. So now we can do, instead of this, we do hash object dot initiator ID has entered I odds, whereas hash object dot challenged ID has entered C odds. Do with that information what you will. Okay. Now we can say I successfully waiting on opponent. Okay. There we go. Here we are. Okay. Default response for successful submission of odds. Odds entry successfully waited for. Okay. Now, I want to just check all the cases here. This all gets sent in here. That's all good. Yep. Okay. So the next outward bottom case is you weren't challenged. Just want to make sure this is going to the right point. Yes. Okay, great. So if there's a hash object, then it'll go do all that stuff. Say no. Where is it? Yeah, here we go. Take all this and just okay. Alright, bad case. This user has no active challenge. Canceling the outstanding challenge. Okay. So this can be another simple case of being like, if hash object, then do something else. There we go. Okay. Redis client to delete at the hash. Delete a hash object dot hash. Right? Yeah. And if there's no response to that, chance to cancel their challenge. Else, hit them with the old bad case. There we go. If hash object, then it's going to delete. If there's no response sent, set it. I have no active challenge. Okay. Bad command, how did you get here? JSON being returned to user. There we go. Okay. I think that should be everything. I'm feeling surprisingly good about this. But I've done a lot of editing and not a lot of testing, so, you know, still can all burn in a dumpster fire if it doesn't work out. We know this works. This is all good. More function to see if there's a match between pass ID, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Then resolve the hash object. I think this is everything. Now, one other thing I might do is I just might say, make an object with just saying, excuse me, text. Oh, oopsie, something went wrong. Okay. All right. That should be everything. Let's find out. I'm going to do a flush real quick, so I'm just going to take this off screen and look up how to do the flush one more time. Notice. Flush all. Nope. Nope, that's not it at all. No, no, no. Flush databases. There we go. Okay. Now I go to the other terminal. I look at the env, and I say Redis CLI with no dash because I have a different install apparently. -h, and then host name. Dash P. Get the port. Paste the port. Dash A for the password. I don't know why it was A that they chose to be the nomenclature for password. Flush all. Okay. Oh, come on. Is it... Do I need to do it with the dash? No. I swear to God, this was working before. Oh no, it's RDCLI. I'm a fool! There we go. Okay. Database is flushed, so we're starting with a clean bill of health. And I close the .env, and now I can bring this back over as long as I don't tab up, and the password won't get revealed. So I now type node index.js. Bot is listening on port 3000. Okay. We are live. Now, for the moment of truth. So we start with the /odds command. We say /odds at Angela eat the final absolute final egg. Yes. Okay. That's fine. It's supposed to be null the first time. It's good. It's all good. Okay, those readouts aren't going to be super helpful. List of hashes. Why is it null? 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 Okay. Okay. Gonna kill this real quick. And make that console log easier to read. And then we say that. How to log at JSON object. JSON.stringify. Right? Should that as long as the data is JSON safe. Oh, JSON.string. Okay, sorry. Yeah. JSON.stringify response JSON. Okay.
Look at.
What's up, Mr. Beaks?
Not much.
Jay chillin'.
Yep. Reading
Nice, nice.
about stuff.
As one does. What stuff are you reading up on?
Tank design in the Second World War.
Mm.
I'm on the section called The Great Mystery of British Tank Design, where the guy's like, I don't know why they were so bad at it. What were you guys doing?
You guys had engineers, right? You just you knew how engineering worked. Why were they so bad?
Well, a big part of it was that a lot of the industrial resources in Britain specifically
Python is
went
a language of
towards
the gods. Okay.
the Royal Air Force and the Royal Navy, and so the ground forces sort of were third in priority.
Yeah, gotcha. Yeah, I guess they really needed the RAF for a lot more of their missions early on, just to keep their skies
Yeah,
safe.
but after like the Battle of Britain ends and like it becomes pretty clear that there's not going to be a real invasion of Britain across the channel, and like yeah, there are German bombing raids, but they're not really that effective. And then it becomes like, well, now we're fighting in North Africa, and we're gonna have to fight, or we know we're gonna have a ground invasion of continental Europe eventually. So we're probably gonna need tanks if the evidence of what happened at the beginning of the war.
Look, they knew they could just buy them from the Americans, so they were just like, fuck it, we'll just outsource the tank production to Americans.
Yeah, that's kind of what they did, you know, because their tanks were having so many issues in North Africa, and once they got the M3 medium, they're like, wow.
Well, I mean, they were already they were already getting tanks from America through the Lend-Lease program, right? Or were they only getting transport vehicles?
I mean, those first started to arrive in 1942. I think that's when those first started. So like, but they were fighting with, and I mean, another issue is like after Dunkirk, like they lost a lot of their tank force. They had to leave it behind in France because, you know,
right,
they were getting that F out.
There's just one last bit of async functionality that's tripping me up. I am so close to finishing this bot. I can taste it. There's one function that I've got that does all of the fucking like Redis DB stuff on its own, and then I have everything else encapsulated in a .then that it just waits for the return, the response of that, the fulfillment of that promise, and then it goes, and then it should be good. I just need to make sure that I'm handling this right. Turk Razor says that Python is the language of the gods, and I say maybe. I don't really agree, but
here's what I'll say.
Off.
Python is sure a programming language that exists.
It sure does exist. Okay. Now I'll drop this in here. I'm using this function. Use function to handle all comms with the Redis DB, and then handling each communication. Redis DB, and then handling each case with the returned fulfilled hash obj. That gets filled out bottom half. Right now, every time the bot is requested, this function just returns null on the hash obj. Okay. My thought process was that by making the anonymous function contained within the then asynchronous program to await. Is that not? Nope, that's not it. How do I? Can I not just? Oh, code. Okay, yeah, that's what I want. Response from the get all. Sure that the that the hash obj gets filled as long as there's a match. Seem to be the case. So, am I missing some async handle syntax here that would lead to promise to get filled as null every time without waiting for each get all. Promise to get filled out as null every time without waiting for the each get all. See. Grab this. Copy. Paste. For reference, this is the other function that's contained within this. The the other helper functions contained within the above function that I built based on feedback from earlier in development and Maybe. Maybe I need something a little different here. I think, looking at this again, what I could possibly be doing wrong.
Damn, that's a lot of mines per kilometer. 2,400 anti-tank mines, 2,700 anti-personnel mines per kilometer.
Where at?
This was at the 1943, the front near Grozny, Russia, during the Second World War on the Eastern Front. Russian anti-tank defensive strong points.
Gotcha. Finally, promise to resolve hash object. Finally. Phew. Okay. Okay. Oh yeah. Oh, no, actually, right? I don't think it would. Because it's a dot then. That's based on the promise, right? Yeah, okay. Alright, let's try this. Okay.
The M3 medium tank was not one of the more popular Lend-Lease types in Soviet service, grimly nicknamed the Grave for Seven Brothers.
Jesus. Yeah, I mean, a lot of tanks were death traps back then, weren't they?
I mean, there's sort of the myth of a lot, particularly about American Sherman tanks, that there were death traps. A lot of that stems from a book written by a guy named Belton Cooper called "The Death Traps." He was a tank mechanic in France in 1944, but he, I mean, mainly found he was mainly looking at blown up American tanks. So he did not see very many American tanks that were hit and not blown up, and he did not see German blown up tanks. So he did not really have a particularly, I would say, reasonable
complete
view of tank survivability. And then, if you go look at more academic statistics about like all the stereotypes about the Shermans, like, oh, they caught on fire easy, and then you're like, well, the Sherman burn rate before they implemented wet ammunition stowage was about the same as Panzer IV's. About 80. Sherman was 82, Panzer IV was 80%. So it's like kind of a wash there. So, and
so he didn't see any blown up Panzers though. Why was that? When he was looking.
Well, because his job was to go pick up the void, go into the void where American tanks had been left. Between the lines and bring them back for repair. So he wasn't necessarily seeing, like, inspecting knocked out.
Right. Yeah, and the odds of there
German
being
tanks.
like blown up German tanks next to like blown up American tanks was, I mean, it was possible, but not
not likely. And also like he probably doesn't have the time or resources to really inspect German tanks, like vehicles he's not necessarily familiar with the design of from a technical perspective. So that gave the Sherman a bad reputation for a while, but there's been sort of a recent historical effort by tank historians to sort of reevaluate the Sherman tank in particular. But a lot of time, I mean, being in a tank is not necessarily the safest thing in the world. But like, if you look at specifically at just maybe American casualties from the Americans' perspective, like there were a lot more dangerous jobs.
Right.
If you wanted, being a line infantryman was arguably more dangerous. Because I'm trying to think. I'm trying to remember the total number. I gotta find the stat, but I think it was something about around 49,000 armored crewmen were sent to Europe, in the U.S. Army, and I think about 4,000 of them were killed in action, versus a much higher number for the infantrymen. And the 4,000 numbers also, because that does not state whether they're killed inside their tank or not. Because the easiest way to kill a tank crew is to kill them when they are outside the tank, doing maintenance or standing sentry duty or away from their tanks for whatever reason.
Right.
if you're a tank crew and like you're at some sort of halt in a camp behind the lines, and then a camp gets hit by an artillery strike, and you get killed because you were standing in line to get food served. I don't really think you can blame the Sherman for that one, because you weren't in it when you died. So yeah, but yeah, a tank. If a tank catches on fire, that's a bad situation. And so many countries realize that, in the case of, especially if you're a fire in your ammo compartment, you get the fuck out.
Right. Yeah.
And that's the thing. American tanks were the easiest to get the fuck out of.
There you go.
They had easy hatches to operate. They were spring loaded on the top, so you didn't have to work against the weight. And then there's actually the guy who he's the military sort of researcher for World of Tanks, and he's a former he's a U.S. Army tanker as well in the National Guard. His name is Nicholas Morin, and it's funny because he was a guy who was born in the United States, but his family's Irish, so he spent most of his time growing up in Ireland, so he just has a very pronounced Irish accent. But then he came back to the States and joined the American Army, because Ireland doesn't have tanks.
Yeah.
But he does a series of videos called Inside the Chieftain's Hatch, where he like goes to like tank museums and displays and stuff, and like gets inside the tanks and explains some stuff. And he has this test called the "Oh my God, the tank is on fire" test, about how fast can he get out of these different World War II tanks. And the Sherman is the fastest by a wide margin. You know, even compared to like all the tanks that Wehraboo fanboys jack off to, like the Tiger and the Panther.
All right, this fucking what are these?
That's the favorite part of this book I'm reading currently is the guy's pointed like shots at Nazi fanboys. I'm just like, listen,
y'all fuckers, sit your asses down.
I'm about to end these tanks' careers because Tiger not as good as you thought it was. The Panther not as good as you've been led to believe.
God bless. What is the problem? Ozbot, yeah. Layered on handle, next route dispatch, Ozbot. Ugh.
Jesus.
Same old throne. When just here. Version also. Okay. Bruh. What is going on here? I'd love to know. Ba-da-ba-ba-da-boo. Ba-da-ba-ba-doo. Down. You gonna pop some cash on that Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020?
I don't know. Probably not. I'm not really a big civilian flight sim guy, to be quite honest with you.
Okay.
But I'm certainly very interested in the technology and all that stuff. It seems like a very interesting
Oh yeah,
like release and how they're doing that stuff so far.
for sure.
And it's cool. It's cool to see them. That's sort of a storied franchise from the early era of PC stuff, and it's been dormant for a long time, and so it's cool to see this sort of serious effort by Microsoft to.
It's crazy to like
tackle it.
Cause like I remember Flight Simulator was just like a sort of, I think, built-in thing on a lot of like school computers, and like
it might have shipped with some versions of Windows. Yeah.
And now like so it's just kind of like a sort of not a utility, but like not really anything super serious as like a game TM. And I mean I guess maybe this doesn't really have many game aspects either, but it's definitely getting a lot of hype as if it's a big game release, which is kind of crazy.
Well, I think because if there's one flight sim that I think people have played, it's Microsoft Flight Sim. It was just probably the most widespreadly distributed one. So, someone is likely to have played one version or another at a time. So I think that's part of it. And also I just think like the technological stuff they're saying with like the streaming in of the game world and like the sheer scale of all the shit they're doing is like really kind of crazy. And I've watched some of they've done some dev diaries over the month about like multiplayer stuff, and it seems pretty cool. It seems like they're building something that is sort of obviously serious enough for the people who have the serious sim interest in stuff, but also maybe have some different ways to approach the game for people just who are like just want to try it out and and have fun.
Yeah.
Plus the novelty of of all the airspace they've simulated and all the airports they've simulated to fly from your local airport and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Seems pretty funny that they're locking, like, that's how they do some of their, like, premium content, is that they are doing detailed non, like, Bing fucking models of it.
Yeah, they're doing there'll be some of the airports that they'll premium essentially, so you get the sort of a little more handcrafted stuff. I mean that's not out of character for the way the
if they're
game.
Yeah, it's either that or the planes, and they're also doing the planes, so
which is standard. They're always especially with Flight Simulator X and stuff like that, and tons of other games in the genre, like modules, that sort of modular thing of buy this to data it on. I don't know. I don't have particularly much against that model, because considering the amount of effort that usually goes into simulating and building and all that stuff, and it is sort of a niche market, and they're pretty upfront about what you pay for and what you don't. So I don't know, compared to some other more mainstream games and their financial models, cough, War Thunder, which I've been playing. God, man, that fucking game. Ugh. Every time you play a battle, it just lets you know, hey man, you earned this much experience in Silver Lions if you had a premium account. Just saying.
Yeah.
And then occasionally, every few battles that show will pop up a big button and say, yo, we'll let you get all the extra money, cash you missed out on, for not having a premium account today. If you just get a premium account. I'm just like, fuck.
Just fucking get it. Just get it. Just get it.
Grinding and all the fucking buying the tank, training the crew on the tank, getting a crew qualification for a tank for exploitation. That all adds up on the old free currency, quote unquote, the Silver Lions, and you're like,
promise in the other helper function. There's no promise to dot then. Okay, why would that be?
Korra's coming to Netflix next month? I didn't know. That's cool. Watch that.
Did I think I fucked something up there. Okay. Okay. Nope. Redis hash get all helper. Match hash, initiate a flag, hash object. Okay. Still airing out at that dot then. Oh, if there's no match hash. Wait. Oh no. No, that's fine. Uh... Getting closer. We can do this. We got half an hour or an hour left. We got this. So close, so close. Come on. Come on. Here, just for reference's sake, I threw up a few more suggestions since then, but I don't know if any of it's been of any help, really. We'll see. Function on line 40 needs to return a promise every time as well. I don't know if I understand what he's saying. This object is returned by a function that I call many times in a lunch. What line is it? 307. Yeah, I should be returning that promise. And in my previous implementation, it was getting the promise to return. Maybe I need to do the return outside of the finally? We are just assaulting Tej with fucking node questions right now. Node promise questions. How does it work in the other one? Return. Okay, let's try that. He suggested finally promise.resolve hash object. Okay. But well, it's worth a shot. I don't think this is going to be very useful, so I'm going to comment that. Then we say, actually, okay. say return promise hash object. Let's try that. Okay. Now I can test this by myself. Go back to bot spam. Slash odds. Undefined is not a promise. Oh, hold on. Right, is that what we're looking for? Yeah. Okay. Okay, there we go. Try this again. Still gonna fail, but now it doesn't have those errors. This HKIT is not defined, it's not there. Boo, boo, boo. Come on. Adam Savage is blocking my list of okay. Can.
Shit.
What?
Whiffed my shot.
If. Alright. Copy. And paste. Boop, 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 boo-doo. Oh, hold on. Wait. Delete this draft. Something like this, but different, very technical terms. Alright. What batteries do these bubble ed stake? Has a very tiny screwdriver. And it looks like it takes very tiny batteries that I probably don't have. So I will not endeavor to pursue them. Okay. Type error. Undefined is not a promise. Why? Why? Need to return something on line 289.
Mission failed. Being sad.
F. Okay.
Domination, Eastern Europe.
Not returning a promise. Already on line 276. I may have understood how it's being called.
I rush B, comrades.
Six. Okay.
Get fucked, KV1. Get fucked. Get absolutely fucked. I have been detracked.
Okay. Try that again. To bot spam / Oz. Getting these errors at undefined is not a promise.
Alright.
Uh, 290. undefined is not a promise, but it is defined. Should be. Is it 3? $290. Seven. Look at the parentheses. What parentheses? Okay, so there's parentheses around the each pair of parentheses has a return, and that return is a promise. Okay.
The Panther D gave me the D.
The big D.
I gave him the click. It was like, pro, target undamaged.
Promise dot. Okay. 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 That takes care of that. And then take that here.
Ooh, flanked.
Okay. So now do /odds.
Time for a little flank action, I think, then. Gonna get spooky on him.
Big spooky.
Oh god. Plane is trying to shoot me from the sky. Oh god.
Okay. If I... Hits it twice. That's weird. 290.12. Okay. Try this again. Now if I hit that. Snip.
Get fucked, Tiger One. Get fucked. It's a lot of ammunition you got stored there. Be ashamed of something happened to it. No, the mission accomplished before I could kill his friend. No. My XP.
Mama XP. Alright.
say tech tree. How much? 30,000. 36K train, so 167. Roger.
There we go. All right.
Tunisia.
Ouya. Remember the Ouya? Remember that was a console that existed in the real world?
What console?
The Ouya.
Oh yeah, that thing. Yeah. Yeah.
What a lad. Was that? No, that was kickstarted. I was gonna say it ran on Android, so
Yeah.
I was wondering if it was like another failed Google project, but I don't think so.
No. The failed Google video game project you're thinking of is Stadia.
Yeah.
Got him.
Gets hit twice. Don't mix async await and then. Async implicitly returns whatever value return in a promise. Okay. So... Then you know yourself. But then how do I... If there's a hash with the past ID... Oh, if I can't mix it, then...
Fucking T-34s.
So I could return the match hash. Okay, so I think what he's saying is I return this promise of match hash. Then instead of doing a dot then, I can put it down here.
Friendly.
copy this, and then we put it in there, and then we say okay. So okay. Hash info. Say return premise hash object.
Oh, that's a Stook! Oh, I hit his gun breach, though. Fuck you. Oh, he has a friend. He has a friend. No! Every time the T-34s, the Russian bias.
Okay.
We got, like, nobody at the bridge. Should I be at the bridge? No. Go here. Yeah, they're capping our shit. Can't let that happen.
Nope, that doesn't make sense. Bring out. Okay, there we go. Now.
Time after time.
Work? Question mark. Okay. Got there. Okay. So now restart. Listen. Go to that bot spam. Now we try the odds again. Okay. New error. Progress is being made. Still the same thing though.
Time after time.
307 is still returning with an error. Okay. Oh boy. Okay. It's 6:04. I don't really want to end this, just in case I can actually finish this before we're done, but I'm not sure that I'm gonna be able to. Got a new error, which is good, but still erroring out on the return lines. 307. That's being caught by the dot catches and long thread. How many pieces is this? 26. All right, 2 whole viewers. Greetings. Hope you are enjoying me suffer with coding, cause I know I'm getting tired of it, personally. Growing sick and tired of being sick and tired. Brrr. Why? Why? Ugh. Dude, didn't you love it when that fucking telepriest just blew away the coronavirus? That awesome Christian power of his. Did you see that?
Yeah, bro. It's great. Feel so safe.
And I blow the coronavirus away. Whew. The winds of God just took it away. Now we don't got no coronavirus no more. It's all just a big ruse out there. That was satire. Please wear masks outside. I beg and plead. I'll go to 6:15, and if I can't get this progressed before then that's just gonna be it. And I may or may not do this again if I can. I might do like a special stream just if I ever actually finish this and fix everything, just to be like, here's what I did wrong, and here's how I fixed it with the help of Tej and others. But we'll see. I know this one works. So that works correctly, and then God, there's so many error logs. Wish I could get rid of these chains. But I know the problem is with me and not with the underlying program. What do you mean the resource isn't available, sir?
The resource, none of it. Can't have it.
I'm livid. I absolutely can't have it. I'm right there. I'm looking at it. I have access to it. It's in the same file. It's all in one index file. Ugh. 39. Index.js 39 column 3? Oh, okay, yeah, it's just the start of it. Sure, whatever. Okay. Oh boy, have we just been given the golden goose? Async await is your friend. Yeah, that's what I was doing. Okay. Well, I'm just gonna paste it in and see what's been changed. Based on the diffs. Okay. God, that's so many cases. Okay. Add some extra console logs, scan return, scan cursor. Return, yeah. Return 0, new cursor, new hashes, blah blah blah. Okay. What did he change? I'm gonna pull up my old code in the other window. See what I can see. Mr. Graphics Renderer, stop doing this. Thank you. Threads. There we go. Okay. Scan return. Log scan return. Async. Turn. I think all of that's the same. He didn't change any of that. So now we've got match hash, initiator flag, and hash object. And then write a scan helper, then hashes. DB enters first, hashes up for each hash. 12 parties. Return promise match hash. This is... Oh. What? Okay. I mean, I guess I'll give it a try. It seems like the only thing he changed was just changing this to not making it a promise. Oh, wait. Oh, okay. Duh. I was relying too heavily on .then. Okay, now. Let's see, bot spam. Now we say /odds. Okay. Cool. We have liftoff at A. Slash set odds. Set odds. Oh. Okay. Is a return hash object. JSON dot stringify. Okay. Let me try commit odds. 10. I can't reset my odds. What do you mean? I didn't set them in the first place. Okay, hold on. See. Okay, here we go. Slash. Well, that's not helpful. So close. We're so fucking close. Which leads me to believe that the return hash object is a promise. Hash return promise here. Hash info. Wait, Redis client. I'll match hash. And a hash object, yeah. I think that should be the case, shouldn't it? Teej, you're so close. You're so close. Boom, boom. Line program. I mean, I guess I got nothing else to lose, so I'll give it a shot. Now, try bot spam again. Slash. Yeah, no, undefined is not a promise. So whatever we return is implicitly wrapped in a promise. Console.log hash info. Okay. Give it another go. Listing up port 3000. Bot spam. Slash commit odds. Initiator challenge ID is initiator false. Why does it not include? Yeah, because if that's the syntax it's returning, then this doesn't work. So think maybe... Okay. Let's try this out. Commit Oz. Yep, that did it. Oh my god! Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay, there's a minor error here because I needed to make sure that there's an upper limit that was set before it can check the other stuff. But I think we did it, guys. I think we finally fucking did it. Oh my god.
National Nightmare is over?
Yes, I believe it is. Oh my god. Hold on. Try this. Oh my god. Please. Holy shit. Holy shit. Actually. Oh, here we go. Please. Please. Please let the set odds work. Oh, god damn it. Hash is not defined. 9332. Okay. That's probably just me missing something. Yeah. Hash. Okay. Alright. Commit odds. No. Hash objects dot upper limit is 0. Bad case upper limit not set. Oops. Okay, copy this. Okay. There we go. Okay. If these are odds, okay, yeah, if user odds is less than 1, or user odds is greater than the hash object dot upper limit bad case. Bad case teacher out of bounds. Oh, hold on. There. Better idea. Copy this, put it here. Now we say if user odds or size is less than 1 or use odds of integer in text. Great. Okay. Forgot about that. Yeah. Okay. And then start it up again. Come on, come on, come on. 632. Come on. I just need. Okay. Okay. Slash commit odds. 1. Okay. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, it's done. It's done. Ah! Thank Christ. Wow. Dude, this is even more of a high than me fucking finishing getting over it. Oh my god. Oh. Oh. Pause. At a. Oh, god damn it. Oh, it's not deleting the challenge though. Why is it not deleting the challenge? Oh, that's why it's not deleting the challenge. I'm a fool. Oh my god. Oh my god. Reset that real quick. Cancel odds. Oh my god. Alright, well, that is way past the end time for today's Turing Complete Tuesday, but we finally did it. We finally fucking finished this odds bot. Now I can just clean up the code, clean up the comments, and maybe reformat some if-else statements so it's a little better looking, but oh, I am elated. Absolutely elated. Anyways, thanks for watching. I'll throw up the GitHub repo in Discord after it's like done and done. So if you want to look at it and clone it or do whatever with it, you can feel free to do that on your own time. I also gotta probably make a README for it so it's more readable. But thank you so much for watching. I think I'm gonna fucking order some food as a treat. And tune in tomorrow for whatever Wednesday.
Gonna get a pizza.
Yeah, I might get myself some Domino's pizza. But anyways, yeah, stay safe out there. Good night.